Recorded live on location at the Generation X Comics and Games Studio, it's Trade Paper Hacks, episode 10 and 6, with your hosts, Mark and Alex.
Thank you, announcer boy. 10 and 6.
10 and 6, yeah. Isn't that like a...
I'm surprised he knows how to do math.
I am too.
Because he's out the door already. And you know what he's off to do?
What?
He's actually going to go sit in line for tickets for Daredevil.
Wait, at his house or the theater? Or?
He's got some buddy named Jose selling it to him. But he has a line upside his house, so...
Okay, well, I hope the best for him. I hope he gets the best seat in the house.
He's probably going to be on the news tomorrow.
Good for announcer boy.
All right, as announcer boy so generously told you.
Generously?
Yeah.
Generously told you.
As he just so
no
generously
charge,
told
just
you.
gave it to you.
For free. That you're listening to Trade Paper Hacks episode 16, if you didn't quite get that.
10 and 6.
Stop that. We're recording live.
It's live.
It's live
It's happening.
from Generation X Comics and Games Studios over here in Bedford, Texas.
Southeast corner of Harwood and 121.
Next to old fake meat itself, Taco Bell. The next thing we have to talk about, and we have to do in our introduction, as always, is introduce Jason Dyer, Tech Booth himself.
It smells like a used diaper filled with Indian food.
Say hi, Tech Booth.
Hi, Tech Booth.
I still love this thing. All right, so tonight we have a lot to talk about. We have to go over that Daredevil trailer. A new Daredevil trailer came out this week. I swear every week we're talking about a new comic book trailer.
It's because it's the thing now. They're taking all the books and making movies and TV shows.
And we live in a wonderful time.
We do.
It's a wonderful time to be alive. After that, we're going to go over, is that January sales?
That is January sales.
January sales. There's no surprises on that, is there?
No, this is pretty straightforward, but it's good stuff.
It's good stuff, so tune in. But first, and this is the most aggravating thing. The most aggravating thing is that there is the new 52 is going away.
Yeah.
That news popped this week.
Friday morning.
DC Comics is no longer referring to their books as the new 52, and then they are throwing continuity to the wind.
They say, hey, look, you like continuity? Tough. It's gone.
Hey, you know that thing that throws people into more nerd rage than anything? That whole comic book podcast are dedicated to DC comic books continuity? Screw it.
It's gone.
Out the door.
It's done.
No mas.
Don't need it no more.
Nope. Go ahead and kind of give us a brief rundown what they said and why they're doing it. Does it say in that?
It says, basically they're saying they want to focus on storytelling. They don't want continuity to get in the way of storytelling. They want to give the writers a little more free reign with what they can write.
Okay.
Which is kind of a good thing. I mean, if you think about it, since the new 52, writers have kind of been shoveled down this one hallway, says this is your world and anything you write affects what happens in this book and in this book and in this book.
Oh, you can no longer use Damian Wayne because he is dead in this book.
Right.
You have to write that into your book and postpone your storylines to tell this.
Right.
Or we have a September set of issues of, Flashpoint is ending. You know what? I just realized what probably led to this. Remember when the new 52 hit, and we talked about this on our issue about omnibuses. Mm-hmm. And we talked about how Grant Morrison's Batman Inc. didn't need to change and didn't benefit from the new 52, and it should have just been one long story.
Right.
They probably heard all the freaking feedback from that, like, we just got to stop telling writers what to do. Just let them write their opus and not get in the middle of it.
This is all Grant Morrison's fault? Or our fault?
This is thanks to us.
Thanks to us.
And thanks to Grant Morrison. Okay, so there's some big stuff. There's actually a lot of good that came out of this.
Well, it was like last week or week before, or I think it was actually last month, they announced that at the end of March that there were like 25 titles done last issue.
And there were some big ones. I forgot. What are we losing?
Green Lantern Corps, Green Lantern New Guardians, Red Lanterns, Supergirl, just a slew. Just a whole bunch of them. Batwoman's done.
Done.
Yeah, no more Batwoman. Last issue is March.
This is the whole Burnside thing and all that, right?
No, that's Batgirl.
That's Batgirl, yeah.
Batwoman.
Me.
Yeah, wrong one. Yeah.
No, Batwoman. Oh, we have a strong female lead that's also a lesbian? We don't need that book anymore.
Let's shut that book down.
Shut it down.
But Red Hood and the Outlaws is going away.
I'm sad about that.
I know, it's one of your favorite books that you don't read anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I stopped pulling that. Oh, this is getting trite. No moss.
But we're losing a lot of books. We actually went over that in the issue 2 of the show.
We did.
Yes, we did.
We did.
Yeah, so go back and listen to that one at some point.
Okay, so we're worried about these things, but there are a lot of books that are coming out to kind of fill those holes.
Yeah,
Fill those gaps.
There's basically 2 lists. There's the ongoing titles, and then there's the new titles. So ongoing, you've got stuff like Action Comics is sticking around, Aquaman, Batgirl, Batman, and Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo are staying on Batman.
Thank you, Jeebus.
We don't have to worry about that. Detective Comics, Batman, Superman, Catwoman, Deathstroke, which has actually been selling really well.
Deathstroke sticking around?
Yes.
So you remember who was
This
originally
is-
drawing Deathstroke in the New 52, right?
No. No, he wasn't. No, he was not.
No, he wasn't originally, but he did eventually end up on it. Rob Liefeld eventually did draw
I don't believe you.
Deathstroke. Go check it out. I'm not gonna. He's not here tonight, but
Yeah,
I'd
he's
ask
not
him.
here, but
We went back and we looked into Rob Liefeld's closet back here, and he had chewed a hole through the wall and escaped.
he'll be back. We always feed him.
Yeah, we keep feeding him. That's our mistake.
Yeah. Let's see here. The Flash is sticking around, which is a good thing. Gotham Academy.
Which is,
A
I
good
think, you know what? I think the Gotham Academy book is probably another reason that they're doing this. Is because that's a storyline. It's got a different art style. It doesn't really get defined by continuity in the other Bat books.
Right. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be
We
held
care
down
more-
by what's going on somewhere else.
We care more about the story, so that's why, it's a good example of why they're doing this.
Right.
And it's selling okay, right?
Yeah. It's a good seller. It's doing well. Grayson's sticking around. So
Yes!
you'll be happy about that.
I am happy. I think it's cool. I think it's all the. If you're not reading Grayson, Dick Grayson is no longer Nightwing. He goes off to become a secret agent for Spiral, which is a organization that came to be in the Grant Morrison storylines that the rest of the continuity is totally forgotten about, and it is just as weird. Like, there's a lot of really cool stuff. It's totally worth picking up, and I'm glad it's sticking around.
See, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Harley Quinn sticking around. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Justice League United is staying around, which surprised me.
What the hell's Justice League United?
That's the one that's got Animal Man and Green Arrows in it, and they brought back into the guy with the jetpack and the laser gun.
James
Adam
Bond?
Strange. Adam Strange is back in it.
James Bond and Moonraker.
Shut up.
Yeah.
It's also called Justice League Canada. They're based out of Canada. I think Manhunter's in that too.
Gross.
Lobo sticking around, and I hate that. That book.
The new Lobo?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Twilight Lobo?
Yes.
Really?
No,
Is that a bad definition?
No, that is not a bad.
he
definition.
doesn't sparkle.
He's slender and kind of sexy, and
comparatively, yeah.
he kills with a smolder face.
Yeah.
Whoa. Stab. Hey, girl.
But, you know, I like the old school Lobo that's just yelling and killing everything and being badass. This one's more like a stealth assassin kind of guy.
Oh my god. I'm just thinking of the old Lobo voice from the Superman cartoons.
Yep.
Oh,
You know who that reminds me of now? Like Seth Rogen.
Really?
I hear Seth Rogen.
I can kind of hear that.
I can imagine Seth Rogen actually playing Lobo.
I want this
No.
to happen now.
No, I don't.
No?
Bite your tongue. Come on, he already ruined Green Hornet. Let's not let him ruin
He doesn't have
Lobo's
to
already
produce
bad
the
enough. He can
movie.
play this Lobo. I'm
Okay.
fine with that.
You want him to play Twilight Lobo?
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay. What else we got going on?
Secret Six, Gail Simone book.
Everybody's really excited about that because
I haven't read it yet.
well, she did the old Secret Six.
Yeah, she did
right?
the old Secret
and
Six,
Secret
which
Six
is
is
cool.
currently gone. Is there a Secret Six book out now?
It just came out. Like they've had like
So it's
one
newish.
issue. It's new,
and
yeah.
like it's going to continue. So people are really excited about that. They loved how she wrote that.
Who or what are the Secret Six?
It's almost like a borderline better Suicide Squad.
Yeah, it's like Suicide Squad light.
It's made of villains, but they're a lot more likable. They focus
Okay.
a lot more. Like Gail Simone wrote the last generation pre-New 52 Secret Six,
That was when I had like Ragman in it, wasn't it?
and Bane,
Yeah, Bane.
and Catman.
Catman. I forgot he was
He's a
in that.
villain.
Not a hero.
Okay.
Not good
Yeah, I got you.
on multiple levels.
Right.
But that was a real big deal back then. And people loved it. And I guess I just recently brought it back. It's going to keep going on. So
Yeah, and Gail Simone's writing it, so it's got to be good. She's an awesome writer. Sinestro sticking around, new Suicide Squad, Superman, Wonder Woman, Teen Titans, and Wonder Woman.
You know what? I'm glad's off that list. Oh, Nike's, it's still there.
What?
Batman, Superman. That book sucks.
Yep, that's still there.
That here. Let me look at this list. I'm gonna tell you all the books that suck that are still on there. Okay, so books that still suck. You got Catwoman's not great. I'm gonna be honest. That book.
The art looks pretty
The
good.
new arc with her taking over like the crime.
You know where you get that? You get it in Eternal, and that's all you need. You don't need it all fleshed out. I don't like it. Gotham Academy we like. Gotham by Midnight we like.
Yep.
Green Arrow, is that a strong book? I feel like that's weak.
No, it's just there.
Yeah, I think it's
just sticking around.
They got a TV show. They got a sell book. Okay,
Yeah.
that explains it. People love Harley Quinn because
It's Harley Quinn.
It's DC.
Oh my God, it's Harley Quinn.
Do I need that voice?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to. No, it's DC's Deadpool. That's all it is. It's Harley Quinn is DC's Deadpool in her own book. It's written like a Deadpool book.
It is written like a
I kid
Deadpool
you not.
book.
It's
It
written like a
is.
Deadpool book.
It
Fourth
totally
wall
is.
breaking and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't believe. Now, if you see her in like Suicide Squad or something else, it's a little bit Deadpool-y, but it's so much more serious and grounded in reality that she's kind of a tragic character. It's whatever. Lobo, we agree, sucks. Justice League United, we agree, sucks. Justice League, Jeff Johns is still writing it.
Okay.
But he is off of
Superman. No more doing.
Jeff Johns is no longer on Superman. But you know who is? John Romita Jr., the Rob Liefeld for the current generation.
So who created the new suit power?
We'll get to that in a second. Where do we want to...
Super Fire?
Solar flare. Who made?
Solar Flare!
Who finally gave us Super Saiyan Superman?
No, it was Krillin. Krillin was the one that came
Krillin
up
did
with
Solar Flare.
Solar Flare.
Okay.
That's all he had. Then he died.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No, what ended up happening is they can't make Superman relevant enough in headlines outside of making him renounce his U.S. citizenship.
Yeah.
Or they always had to do big publicity stunts with Superman, and they needed a superpower to get him to sell the book because it's not selling probably.
Okay.
And having Jeff Johns on it isn't helping. Am I wrong in that? Is it
Having
selling
John
well?
Romita Jr. on it's not helping.
That's what it was. Because he's awful at art. He's bad.
He is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think.
What was
you
it?
can't draw.
The last issue, the little matchsticks that Superman has for
We
legs?
posted on our Facebook
Oh, I saw that.
Oh,
that
God,
John
it's
Romita
bad.
Jr. made Superman skip leg day.
like for 6 months.
It was bad. And then he drew Batman in the same issue later on, and he gave him like this pelvic area that looks like a diaper, or made him look like an action hero. I'm going to stand up for a camera. It was like cut right here, and then like he's sitting down, and it looks like he's a toy, like that's like the hip joints.
So Batman's legs spin there and just
Yeah,
Not fully articulated action figure.
no,
Batman is
and,
no longer articulated.
and of course Batman knows 100% about Superman's new power, so he can go ahead and tell everybody the storyline.
No, fair.
Yeah.
Batman's taking care of that, eh?
Yeah,
Well, Batman knows everything.
yeah. Oh, I did all the science on your cells.
And then he got a new suit out of it with like fingerless gloves.
The hobo suit.
It looks terrible.
Yeah,
It's
A lot of people
Who got
online
the
like
hobo
that.
Suit? Which one? Batman or Superman?
Superman.
Superman got a new hobo suit. with
Can you
fingerless
imagine Batman wearing fingerless gloves and leaving fingerprints everywhere?
That ain't gonna happen. Batman doesn't have fingerprints. He burned those off years ago.
That's Men in Black. That is a movie starring Will Smith. That is not a Batman story.
I thought it was weird to call him Agent B all the time.
No.
Agent B. What's up,
J and K.
B. Yo, Agent B.
So let's move on. That power sucks, by the way. It's just like it's impossible.
What
to
is it?
You can't tell. Like all you
Oh, because it hasn't come out yet.
he expunges. I mean, you can tell. Like they draw it.
Yeah,
but
he just,
Romita
like,
doesn't draw what's happening. It's like a nuclear explosion, like the end of Akira.
Okay.
It's exactly how he drew
Yeah.
that panel. It's
Just
So is he just like releasing all the solar radiation he's ever absorbed out in one moment of burning glory?
That's
or-
exactly what it is. Now,
Okay.
here's the thing. Here's a little thing that a lot of people don't know. That power is in Supergirl months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like Supergirl's
used
had
it?
that power. I mean, you know that whole saying like Supergirl's cells are more dense in solar radiation
Right,
than
right.
Superman's, which you would think would make her stronger than him.
Or capable of
Or
becoming
capable.
stronger than
So she had this awesome, unique power that
now.
Jeff
every
Johns
person-
is like, we need that. We can use it better. Put it in
Superman
here.
could do that.
I got a storyline that's super trite that I need that in to save it.
Do you guys have just? I have a question.
Hold on. Stop laughing. Listen to it and love it.
Tech Booth has question.
All right,
Thank
what's
you.
your question,
Thank you.
Tech Booth?
Do you guys have a favorite failed Superman superpower?
There's all those ones from the 60s.
There's tons of them. Yeah, but
Like,
do you
but
have
those
a
are-
favorite?
I love the one where he made a little miniature version of himself.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
He willed it into existence, this tiny miniature. I don't even remember what the storyline was, but he willed into existence this tiny little miniature version of himself to take care of a task.
I'm pretty sure it was to unlock a car door or something.
It was something stupid.
Like
Like
he had to
that.
make it was like pew! He had to shoot out a little tiny suit to fly out and do things.
A perfectly tailored suit for this miniature version of him.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah. He couldn't just have a little naked Superman running around. That's just be weird.
that'd be really weird.
Sexy.
Talk about shrinkage.
Yeah.
Total sploosh.
Sexy.
Really?
Yep. Okay. Did you have a favorite superpower? Don't you say Electric Superman.
I hated Electric Superman.
Superman Electric Boogaloo.
I
That was
hated
the
Electric Superman.
That was energy entity Superman, right? Like no body, all blue lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible. Awful. Never should have happened. Bad 90s.
And you know what it was? Superman got stale. They had to come up with some BS line to sell books.
It wasn't enough that he came back from the dead.
He had to come back,
Come
Electric
back, be
Boogaloo.
around for a while, and then split into Red and Blue Superman. And,
which is another 60s story, by the way,
Really?
that they took from. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it wasn't even original. That's how bad it was. All right, new series.
All right, there's
Whole
some new
bunch of
books
new
coming
series.
out. Okay.
Batman Beyond's getting a new book.
So wait, how many new books are coming out?
24.
So it's going to be a total of like 48,
49.
49 books.
Half and half old.
Yeah, 25 old, 24 new.
Okay. For now.
For now. Batman is coming out. This is probably one of my favorites. Batmite is getting a book.
Now, is this a children's book?
This is a comedy book. They saw that the comedy aspect of Harley Quinn was selling well, so they're going to put out some more comedy books.
Great.
That's why we're getting Batmite, and we're also getting Bizarro as a comedy
You know
book.
who's my favorite comic book character? Batmite. I love Batmite. I love Deadpool, and I love Harley Quinn. Those are my favorites.
All of them?
All of them?
Those are my favorite comic books. I'm a real fan.
Who wins between Batmite and Harley Quinn?
Well, Batmite's from the fifth dimension. I don't know if you know this. He's an
Right.
imp from the fifth dimension. And Harley Quinn's some bitch from Jersey.
Right.
So,
But who wins? I mean,
obviously, Batmite. Okay.
what are they fighting over?
So what if we throw Deadpool into this? What happens between
Well,
Deadpool and-
Deadpool doesn't get involved in these things because he's from Marvel and this is DC.
Oh yeah.
But if they were to have some sort of crossover,
An amalgamation, if you will.
an amalgamation would go down.
Yeah, absolutely. Swords and hammers.
Swords, hammers, fifth dimension imp type weapons. I don't know what they use, but it's obviously better. So I am a real fan. Real fans love Batmite and Harley Quinn
Right. Real fans.
and Deadpool.
Alex, you back?
I'm
You in there, buddy?
Oh, I'm here.
I'm still here.
What's going on?
No, I'm here. I'm back. I gotta get that out of my throat.
Okay, Bizarro's getting his own book. It's supposed to be a little comedy-esque, which I hate. Bizarro should not be a comedy character. It's like when they made Larfleeze kind of a comedy book.
Here's my thing. Well, Larfleeze is one thing that turned out pretty well.
Yeah, but that's a character that could be super not a comedy character.
Oh, of course. I think Bizarro, they already did it in Forever Evil, and they have that current that universes.
Yeah.
But I think if they do a comedy book, it's just something to sell to younger people.
Look, Superman's stupid.
Yeah.
Black Canary is getting a book, which I
Female
find
superhero?
cool as hell.
TV show.
Oh, yeah, she's on TV.
Yeah.
There you go. It actually says in I highlighted it here. In the press release, where is it? For example, fans of the Arrow television show may want more stories about Black Canary, and now they can find modern, fresh takes on the character in pages of her own standalone series, both in stores and digitally. So buy all the books all the ways.
Yeah, buy everything.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. You got something that's on TV. They got an anorexic girl playing it on TV that they want to sell books about. So,
speaking of TV, Constantine is getting a new title to his book. It is now Constantine the Hellblazer.
The Hellblazer.
The Hellblazer.
the Hellblazer.
They're like, hey, look, guys, remember the Vertigo Hellblazer book that was really, really awesome? Well, Constantine's the same character, but we just screwed him up when we brought him to the New 52, so we're going to stick Hellblazer on there to make you happy.
I wonder if they're going to keep it up with current New 52 continuity, or if they're just going to continue Hellblazer.
I hope they continue Hellblazer. That'd be cool.
Now, here's the problem
Or
with
make it
continue-
more like Hellblazer.
Mash it up.
Well, here's the problem with making it a continuation of Hellblazer. I don't remember how that series ended, actually.
I'm trying to remember myself.
Either way, he aged in real time in that, so he would be a lot
Nice.
older than what we saw in New 52.
Yeah, he was much older.
What
at
if
the end of the series.
what if it's just another title like a CW DC comic? What if it's just that? And it probably wouldn't stay CW. But you know what I'm talking about? Like there's Flash,
Like Arrow
there's
and Flash
yeah.
season 0.
Because
Whatever, because I like the show.
That's NBC, by the way.
It is.
For now, there's a rumor that it's going to move to Sci-Fi.
Yes, there is a rumor that's going to go to Sci-Fi and get a second season.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
I'd be okay as long as we get more of it. I don't
I
care.
think it's a smart move for Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
Sippy?
Sippy.
Okay.
Cyborg is getting his own solo book.
Oh, Cyborg, the character that can't stand on his own and doesn't deserve his own movie, right, Tech Booth?
No, I disagree.
Is it because you have something against black superheroes?
No, I love them.
Black robots.
They're the best.
Black teenagers.
They are quite funny.
Blacks.
In general, are cool.
That's an obvious statement.
That's
you're
a
making.
very
That's a
obvious
very general
statement.
statement you're making about all those things.
Yeah.
I'm glad you agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we'll see if it does any good or not.
Yeah.
There's a book called Dark Universe.
Does that also deal with black people? I'm walking a line.
What is Dark Universe? Is that
I
like
think
a
it's going to
title
be
that we
like
should
the
know?
Justice League Dark style characters.
but like with
your
cosmic
Frankenstein, Deadman, the Constantine-esque grouping side.
That's right. They have that.
Maybe
whole...
some Zatanna in there.
Zatanna. Yeah. There's nothing that can be. Hey, think about it. You got Zatanna in a book, and you also got Black Canary in her own book. Fishnet sales go up.
Right?
Fishnet.
Why? We need to
leggings.
start carrying that in the shop.
Fishnets?
Fishnets, superhero fishnets. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to
They play
replace
this in the store, right?
yeah, sometimes.
They might.
I'll keep my opinions.
So we've lost all those Green Lantern books, but we're getting another one, Green Lantern Lost Army. What is that going to be about?
I just they've run out of the Roy G. Biv.
No more colors to add to this mix.
Yeah.
So let's discover an army that.
Did the Blue
Yeah.
Lanterns ever get restarted? Because I thought they kind of got stamped out.
Who cares? Give me back to good old just Green Lantern stories. The space cops of the universe, not the space army of the universe. Space cops of the universe, man.
Nope, they're an
That's
army
where
now.
the good stories live.
I agree with you. Let's see, Doomed is coming out.
Does this say what Doomed is?
Nope.
Does this article say what
I
Doomed
didn't see
is?
anything about Doomed on that one either. So there's a book called Doomed. I don't know if it's going to be about Doomsday. I don't know if it's going to be about Doctor Doom sliding over into the DC universe.
No, that's not going to be it.
Oh, maybe it's a new Doom Patrol book.
Maybe it is Doom Patrol.
I'd be cool with that. I like Doom
So
Patrol.
would you like to explain to them what Doom Patrol is?
Yes. What is it?
It's a
It's essentially a diet Suicide Squad.
Wait, are you saying
it's kind of like if Suicide Squad and Teen Titans crossed, you'd get Doom Patrol. It's where Beast Boy originally came from.
so? It's a team of frenemies.
It's
Not essentially, but I mean it's.
but it's interesting because they've gone a different way with it in the New 52 than they originally did. Oh, maybe I don't know. We'll see. Earth 2 Society will be a book. I thought Earth 2
I
was
thought
ending.
Earth 2 was ending.
Earth 2 Society.
Oh, well, maybe the Earth 2 people come over to
That's what I'm
Earth
thinking.
Prime or Earth 1, and then they have their own little society like Little China.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's
They
maybe
live in
Toontown.
they live in a hood.
yeah, Toontown, totally Toontown. Yeah. But no, I think it's going to be that may be the start of like the Justice Society. So That could be cool. Dr. Fate is getting a book.
That is actually the only thing. I'm looking at a list of all these things here. It's the only thing on old and new that I'm remotely curious about.
Dr. Fate?
Yeah.
Why?
Really?
Why
Because-
does that interest you?
Honestly, because what I do know of the DC universe is that magic is a big hole in the Superman armor. I'm curious about how insane this Dr. Fate character could be. I want to know what the tie-in from the visual media, the shows that I've seen with where they have touched on Dr. Fate and some of that stuff, and whatever weird connection you had with Hawkman. Like, I want to know. Literally, Dr. Fate for me is a big question, and there's lots of possible answers, and I'm sure there's like a spider web of endless stories that are connected to this person, but I'm curious about some of them.
Okay, so let's talk about magic in the DC universe real quick. We've already told you that there's Constantine.
And
Zatanna.
Zatanna.
No, okay, but this guy is supposed to be pinnacle level, right? So if there are
Oh,
magic
yeah,
users,
he's
supposed
alpha.
to be okay.
Yeah.
He's Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah.
Well, that's enough of an analog right there. As to
So,
why I would wanna know more about it.
it's been a long time since I've read Dr. Fate. It's not the person wearing the helmet; it's the entity within the helmet
That takes over.
that takes over. So he's.
But isn't the entity in the helmet nuts?
A little bit.
I mean, it's not something you want, controlling your bank account.
Sure.
Wouldn't you be nuts if you were trapped in a helmet?
I think I'd be even more nuts if I had to merge my brain into other hosts or symbiote. Like, that's how I'm imagining it. If there's an entity in this helmet, which kind of like the World Mind in Nova, then you got
Also in a helmet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
also in a helmet. You got to deal with the people that you become part of. So whatever, I would imagine, like, if I were a helmet for Alex, I would, as a helmet, become incredibly vain. No, okay. Like, I'm just saying.
Are you
like,
calling me vain?
I'm saying that you would pick up I would imagine it would pick up or exploit the negative aspects of the personality, or at least that's what I'm hoping is going on there. And so I guess it's not so much about the magic; it's more about the intercession between this thing that causes the powers to exist and the people who have to deal with that.
Firestorm?
Hulk?
Hulk?
I have, for all you Marvelites that want to know what Dr. Fate is, it's basically if Doctor Strange put on the Nova helmet with a symbiote attached to it.
Damn. See, even better. Like, now I really want to know what's going on there.
That next level nerd on you right there?
No, I'm just waiting for my virginity to leave my body again. It seeped back in.
Yeah. We gotta get rid of that.
Y'all aren't getting rid of it. I'll get rid of it on my own somehow.
Leave me alone.
Get away, son! Nope, don't touch one of these buttons. They're probably all inappropriate.
All right, Harley Quinn and Power Girl are getting a book.
There goes my virginity back.
So that's 2 Harley Quinn books?
2 Harley Quinn books. One's got
Harley.
Power Girl in it.
Power Girl.
But
Power Girl,
Earth 2 Supergirl.
yeah, essentially the boob window.
yeah, Boo Window.
Boob window.
Now, granted, I heard that there was a new Power Girl coming.
There is. She's in Teen Titans.
Okay, so it's separate from this one?
We don't know. They
But I mean,
haven't announced yet.
This is all the point of the severed continuity stuff, right? Where
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
do whatever you want. So there's no telling. It could be.
okay,
Justice League of America is making a return with Brian Hitch writing and drawing it. I'm kind of excited about that.
That is actually kind of nice.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of the League of America. And then we're getting a Justice League 3001.
Oh, good lord.
Continuation of Justice League 3000.
That book sucks. Have you read that?
That's the book, that's like the only book right now going that's out of continuity anyway.
No, like, here's the thing.
It's stupid. I
It's
agree with
stupid.
you.
It's like, oh, let's put all the Justice League members into the future and make them giant. But it's awful.
they're all just unlikable personalities.
Like, they're
Yeah,
all
they are.
unlikable.
It's
Wow.
like all the personalities got mixed up and every bad thing that you could came out of it. Huh. It's bad.
So
It's terrible.
Is it? Do they transplant all the characters that you would know now into the future, or are these just future?
They're
like,
clones.
legacy
They're
versions?
clones.
They're clones.
They're
Oh,
clones
okay,
that get
okay.
screwed up.
Hashtag spoiler, that's issue 2.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So,
Martian Manhunter's getting a book. That's long overdue.
now
Long.
explain
Has
to
he
me why
never
that's
had one?
impressive.
Because Martian Manhunter's awesome.
I bet you that's the first book to get canceled.
No, first book to get canceled is probably going to be.
I bet that's in the first batch.
I don't think so.
First,
It's going to be better than you think. No, the next book, Midnighter, is going to be the first book to get canceled.
Agreed.
Who cares about a book about Midnighter?
Well, here's why you can't do it, or you can't cancel it. There's your LGBT replacement. That's a gay Batman.
The Midnighter is gay Batman.
Yeah, the Midnighter, and what is the from Overwatch? It's a superhero. It's a Superman analog. So those were both on Vertigo, am I right?
I believe
Stormwatch was on Vertigo.
Stormwatch originally was on Vertigo.
It was originally on Vertigo, and they were analogs of the Justice League, kind of.
But in space.
And it was a little bit more crazy. It was a lot of fun. But you had a Batman Superman combo, but they eventually fell in love, and they, did that thing. I think they tried to get married, or they got
something
married,
like
or something
that.
like that. But now they are in the DC universe, still gay.
Okay,
good for them. But whoever is Midnighter's boyfriend / husband is gone. I don't know where he's at.
Yeah.
He's still in the background somewhere. But Midnighter's just running around Grayson, the book Grayson, just being a giant dick.
So like a bad guy, or like
just like a spoil, it's kind of pain in the ass. Yeah.
Okay.
We're getting a Mystic U book.
What?
Mystic U.
Like university?
I guess.
Is it with a U?
It's
the letter
with a
U?
Letter U. Mystic and then a letter U.
People at home can't see your finger. Like that looks more like a. So we started posting this stuff on YouTube.
But Mystic U, I bet that ties into Dark Universe and all, Dr. Fate and all that stuff.
Okay.
Omega Men.
That is probably going to be New Genesis stuff.
Maybe. Yeah, I can see that.
So that's going to be a lot of the New Gods, New Genesis, your cosmic stories.
Yeah. This is an interesting one. Prez.
Now, Prez was a book back in the day.
Back in the 80s.
About the first teenage president.
And it's exactly what it sounds like.
Like, it looks exactly... You got robots, cool-looking robots.
Yeah, awesome robots. And legless vampires.
Something.
Yeah.
Man, it looks...
It was
Can legless vampires still fly?
Sure.
That's assuming your vampires in this universe can fly, not just run up trees and waste time.
Yeah, that was my assumption.
No, because their bat wings are supposed to be like Namor's. They're on their ankles.
I see where you're going with
that. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. Red Hood and Arsenal get a book.
Okay, so your Red Hood and the Outlaws is over, but now you get Red Hood and Arsenal. And there's a reason why they have removed one of the Outlaws.
Because Starfire's getting her own book.
And she's getting kind of an over... what's the female term for getting...
Makeover.
Makeover, not...
She got a new suit. They covered up the skin.
Really? They covered up the skin. She
has a little tiny boob window now instead of like a little tiny thing that's not boob.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like they've ruined the boob to cloth ratio.
Whatever.
They're now fixing.
They put it back. They went 80-20 the other way.
She looks like a midriff version of the Teen Titans cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay, right on.
And she looks it's very cute. Look, I'm not saying like attractive cute, but like something kids would get behind. Like,
I'm sure that's the reason. I'm sure that is a smart decision on their
It was,
part.
Man. They had so much to fix with that character.
Yeah.
But it's the Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor are writing it.
Yeah,
so that's your Harley Quinn team.
Writing, drawing, It's gonna be. It looks like a comedy book so far too. So
yeah,
or it looks funny.
Seems like it'd be an easy thing to do with her.
Yeah,
with her.
She's already in a comedy cartoon.
Yeah, that's a character you can do that with. Robin, son of Batman. So we're gonna get a Damian Wayne book.
They're actually canceling Batman and Robin, right?
Yes, Batman and Robin is done.
And now who's writing Robin, son of Batman? Patrick Gleason. Patrick Gleason's doing both. So he's pretty much getting rid of the Batman and Robin series, and I guess Robin's now getting his own book. Or Damian Wayne is getting his own book.
That's what I would assume since it's son of Batman.
You assume he still has the superpowers. Damian Wayne recently got superpowers.
When he
came back from the dead with Superman strength.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the pit gave him superpowers?
No, he was on Apocalypse when he came back to life.
Something with a magical stone that brought him back to life.
Yeah.
A shard of... Soul shard or something like that?
Something like that. I can't remember.
Well, what are the weaknesses? Like
They seriously had it for one issue.
Yeah, this is the past issue. He's like, "Hey, you can't hurt me."
It's kind of fun because Batman's never had a superhero sidekick that was beneath him. He had Superman hang out with him.
That and you can create
They bros. But this is his kid.
I can imagine a pretty good story where you're having to see him really fight all the things like from I like the concept. This is why I might jump on Batman because I like the idea of watching Batman develop as a father.
Now you would
thing that could probably apparently now break him in half and has had a history of psychological issues, right?
You would love the Gleason run on Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
from the
actually
New 52
looking at that was another point I was going to make is that seeing this guy on the list as both writer and artist is another reason I would pick this book up, because I want to see what that's like. That's got to be amazing to be able to do both of those things and craft something out of it.
Okay, let's be honest though. The tables are against the tides against him.
Why is that?
Writer artist combos on books usually struggle.
You mean
Tony Daniel did it. Yeah, Tony
Okay.
Daniel did it. It failed. I'm not a big fan of Lee Bermejo doing it.
Andy Kubert's done it on a lot of books.
Andy Kubert. Oh yeah, Andy Kubert's is awful.
Okay.
Like his art's usually okay, and that Batman,
Damien,
Damien Son of Batman book was awful.
Okay.
Just awful. I mean, I don't. J.H. Williams III did it,
Yeah.
and that was probably some of the weakest stuff he's done.
Yeah, that
which is
wasn't great.
unfortunate. That was Batwoman he did that on,
Yes.
and it beautiful book, but something usually suffers. I
Either
won't say
art
struggle,
goes
suffers.
down or the writing goes down.
Yep, it's
Okay.
typically a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Garth Ennis is jumping back on the DC bandwagon with Section 8.
Which is a continuation of what he did in what's the other story? Hitman series.
Hitman series, yeah.
Yeah. Which
I'm cool with. I think
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
all for it.
Yep. And we are getting from Lee Bermejo, We Are Robin.
No, he's not. He's drawing it. It's not writing it.
No, he's
We Are
writing it.
Robin. He is. That looked like his art.
Nope, he's writing it.
Kudos to the
Carrie
artist.
Randolph is doing the art on it.
Is it just everybody who's ever been Robin? And
I don't know, because if you
it
look
looks-
at the cover, it's not. It looks like people in like a jacket that has the Robin symbol and the Harlequin mask, but it's not
The
Robin.
domino mask.
Domino
is what they
mask,
call
yeah,
those.
domino mask. But it doesn't look like Robin. It looks like there's like 3 of them. So I'm wondering if like they're kind of moving the Robin lore up, and some kids are going to be like, we're going to be like Robin instead of Batman.
Yep. Which
Oh,
they've
that's
done
interesting.
so many times and other things, but it's not bad. Never turns out poorly. It's never usually fleshed out. Into the Dark Knight Returns.
Yep.
You had a lot of Batman,
Yeah.
and you've had all of the
There have been several times. they've had
several
Batman,
times,
yeah.
several times.
No, when I first heard of it, I thought it was going to be like a book about a child who's just going through the different personalities of Robin. He'd be Dick Grayson for a while, then he'd be Tim Drake for a while.
That'd be ridiculous.
That'd be awesome.
Actually, it would be kind of cool, especially if you had like some ability to function like those people, but just went through all the mental like switches of it.
That'd be ridiculous. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Totes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yes.
That's it.
Okay, I'm
the
sorry
list.
that list was long as can be. So, okay, we're going to take a quick break, get some water. We're going to talk about that Deadpool trailer. We got to talk about that Deadpool trailer. Daredevil. Oh, God.
Really?
Keep going.
Really?
Mark, why don't you take us out?
Hey, when did Chad get here? I mean, that's just...
Oh, God. Okay. No.
You okay?
Please, no,
You okay over
just
there?
take over.
All right. So, yeah, we're going to go do the Daredevil trailer that's coming out on Netflix. We will be back with that and with a better Alex.
And we are back. I would like to extend a formal apology to getting the name of this fine film, Netflix film series,
TV show.
13-hour movie. The Daredevil trailer came out this last week. Daredevil.
Matt Murdock.
Matt Murdock.
Yes.
Nothing to do with Deadpool. My inner Chad came out for a
He
second.
did, yeah. We need
All
to
right,
stop
so
that.
Daredevil trailer came out this last week, and here's all that enthusiasm.
Woo!
Yeah. All right, Daredevil trailer came out, and we're very excited to talk about it. Now, what did you... Okay, we're going to, of course, link to this. If you haven't seen it yet, there's going to be a link in our Facebook post, as
Just
always.
like always.
At the very, very bottom. Go check that out. Now, what, Mark, did you think of the Daredevil trailer?
I found it very interesting. It looks nothing like a superhero movie or a TV show. It looks like a crime drama.
Like Law and Order, Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, CSI Hell's Kitchen.
CSI Hell's Kitchen. That's a drop I need.
But yeah, that's totally what it looked like. It did not feel like I'm going to go watch the Avengers or anything. It looks like I'm going to go watch a gritty Frank Miller-esque Daredevil.
Okay, I can see that. Now, my first impression, and you're going to have to live with it. I'm going to re-quote some of my tweets that we put out whenever the trailer first came out. And if you don't follow us on Twitter, that's your own damn fault.
Yeah, you should be doing that.
My first thing, when I saw this trailer and it wrapped, I go, thank God they were able to get by without showing any Avengers footage for a Marvel spin-off of the MCU.
Hey, you know Marvel that did the Avengers? Well, watch this.
In the city. It was ravaged by the events of the Avengers. You know, that wasn't there at all.
You know, that kind of brings up an interesting point. Is there, like, do we know where in the
timeline?
Yeah, that
No.
all this is happening?
No.
We have no idea.
We'll have to try and figure that out.
No, and that's
Whether
probably going to be maybe that'll be like the end of, maybe at the end of all of the Defenders. Now, of course, if you're not paying attention, there's the Daredevil movie, or I'm sorry, series. There is the Luke Cage series, the Alias, aka Justice Jones. And there will be an Iron Fist, and maybe at the end of that, when the Defenders comes out, then New York will get attacked, and they'll have to fight off the Chitauri.
And maybe we'll just
from Avengers.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh, actually,
calling it now. You heard it first on Trade Paper Hacks.
Oh, that'd be very
well
cool.
played. Well played.
Yeah.
However, don't believe it.
Yeah.
No.
You don't think that's going to happen?
No, I think more likely what would happen is instead of hold on.
Are you okay?
I was
you all
a
right?
little verklempt, but I promised myself I
You
wouldn't cry.
stooked? Okay.
What I imagine is going to happen is that they're going to start building the universe of Hell's Kitchen, unveiling these characters to us as they go along, and then in a future event, maybe Civil War, their positions and opinions will become important to us, and we'll get to see two halves of one cinematic coin. I don't think it'll be the events of New York from Avengers 1, but I think it will be something else like Civil War. Because the big thing about Civil War from the perspective of a comic book going into and becoming a movie is that in the books, it mattered. A-list to Z-list, it mattered to you what was happening with the Superhuman Registration Act and all that. Which I don't even know if that's going to be the topic.
It's
or
not.
the point.
I don't think it's going to be in Civil War. I don't think they're going to have enough time between now and Civil War.
How do you build that world?
To build that world. There's something to build. Okay, we're getting off track, actually.
Sure.
We got to come back. We got to actually just talk about the trailer.
All right, trailer.
Talking more about the trailer. Man, it's Frank Miller gritty. This thing stinks of Frank Miller. Off somewhere in the background, and somewhere in the world, somebody has pulled Frank Miller aside, shown him the Daredevil trailer, and he goes, "Oh, what the is a Netflix?" And he probably just sitting there as an old cranky man watching this.
And it went to Netflix.
Yeah!
Hey,
I wrote Daredevil.
I flick things.
Oh, there's our new voice. There's our Frank Miller voice. Yeah, I write comic books. They're so good.
Do you guys have any blue erasers?
What?
Yeah, he's drawing comic books.
Oh, okay. For his blue pencils and blue.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm pretty sure he just puts ink to paper and lets crap come out. It's awful.
I
hate
got
his art.
this. Wow.
Okay, it stinks of Frank Miller. There's all sorts of Frank Miller all over this thing.
Wait, is that a good stench?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I don't think,
like,
but be honest, that music that plays because you have the Daredevil logo, which is the classic Daredevil logo. Am I mistaken?
I like it.
Very, very much. But the music that's playing over it, and how they slow fade from black into it, is very Sin City. Like that's damn near the
Yes,
end of every
yes.
Sin City trailer ever, which makes you feel Frank Miller. I don't know if they did it on purpose.
Well, obviously, I think they chose to go with that color scheme. All right, had it not had a green wash to most of what we saw in the trailer, and had it been mostly black and whites, or had they gone to a fade that drained color out of it, then I would say they're definitely trying to pay homage to Sin City.
Man, I feel bad for our listeners because I'm doing a bad job explaining this. Frank Miller was a prolific comic book writer. If you're not familiar, shame on you. But two, he's responsible for the Sin City series. He wrote Daredevil for a really long time. The series in which they're kind of basing his costume off in the trailer was the Frank Miller series. I don't remember the name of that series. Man Without Fear?
Yes.
It's Man Without Fear. So if you want to go pick that up for reference, that's definitely something you should go check out. Frank Miller also writes tons of pulpy things. Dark Knight Returns. He wrote
Batman Year One.
Batman Year One. Just very your pulpy superhero stories. So that's I think Daredevil was the only Marvel title he ever did. Am I forgetting something? You're giving me some shame.
I'm thinking. I'm recalling. And
I tell you what, if you're screaming at your podcast radio right now, jump on to our comment section and let us know.
Did he hit some Wolverine back then?
I don't know.
Does John Carter count?
John Carter of Mars?
Now, that's not
Not
typical
really.
Marvel, but they own it.
Right.
So,
Well, they did anyway.
anyway, so I think this is one of the best Daredevil stories of all time, and it's really what helped define that kind of grittier feeling for him. That you get a lot of that in the Kevin Smith stuff.
He wrote Electro too.
He did write Elektra, which is kind of a spinoff.
Yeah.
Actually, didn't he introduce Elektra?
Yeah, his Daredevil run brought in Electra and then killed Electra.
Yep. So there you go. That brings you up to speed now. That's what we're talking about. Frank Miller and all those Sin City movies. He was an executive producer on. I don't think he's even tied to these, but they may have just done the homage in how dark it was and how gritty it was, and basing off that story. And
Yeah, if you want to make a good TV series, take the best story that was done for this character
and replicate
use that. Yeah.
Now let's talk about that costume. This is the first time we've actually seen the costume in motion. We've seen some stills.
It looks good.
Looks cool. I mean, they said they played around with a lot of different mask ideas. Now he kind of has the bandana over his eyes, and you can't see it. And that's cool, man. It's not the red, the red horned suit that we're so used to.
Which I think towards the end of it, I think they're going to introduce that in some way.
That's what I was about to bring up. They're going to bring up ways to introduce multiple iterations of the suit. It says it's going to be an organic thing. Now, I can only imagine. He is still blind. If you don't know this about Matt Murdock, he is a blind lawyer. I can laugh. He's like the lady at the Joanne Fabric sells him fabric. Yeah, this is all red. This is all red.
That's
and
fine.
he ends up putting up the yellow and red suit.
That would be awesome.
Like, oh, that how dare she? Somebody tells him, like, what?
So, did you guys see
Why you got the yellow on?
niche characters or characters that if you don't read the book you wouldn't recognize, but they popped out to you?
Yes, and you made a list.
Yeah,
So,
I've got a list of who's in. Daredevil's in it, played by Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox was in some famous TV show recently.
I actually have it here in front of me. And in 2 seconds, I will tell you what he was in. He was in Boardwalk Empire.
Boardwalk Empire. We got to it eventually.
It takes a minute. He was in Downton Abbey as well, apparently.
Okay, so you got that. You got Karen Page is played by Deborah Ann Wall.
Who you just kind of drool over. a
My
little bit?
God, this woman is. I swear I get a hernia every time I look at her. Like,
It's painful to look at.
we looked at.
Painful in the good
We had
way.
to switch tables because we were looking at Netflix, or I'm sorry, IMDb photos of the cast. Came across her, and I snapped the table in half from underneath. Like,
Yeah, he kicked it real good.
Yeah,
that's
kick
exactly
it really hard.
what happened.
But and she's playing Karen Page.
So gorgeous. Now, don't spoil that for people that don't know the show. Or don't know the series.
No spoilers.
No spoilers for Karen Page. She's very important to the Daredevil universe.
She's actually extremely important in the Daredevil universe. You're correct.
All right, so the next person was Foggy Nelson.
Yeah,
I forget his name. I always know Foggy.
Nelson. Yeah, Foggy Nelson, his partner.
Now, they hired Eldon Henson.
Eldon Henson.
Now, he's from other things. Who knows?
He was in Castaway, Butterfly Effect.
He was actually Wilson in Castaway.
He was not Wilson in Castaway. Who
True
was he in
story.
Castaway? He's probably a bit actor in Castaway.
He was Pollux in Hunger Games.
Okay, there you go. There's
There
someone
you go,
recent.
yeah.
But this kid, and I said kid, this young man,
Born in 77, older than you.
this gentleman. Where the fuck you want me to go with this?
This groovy cat. This cool customer.
Oh man, you can't stop. Anyways, he looks just like Foggy from the books.
He really does.
He really
Yeah,
looks a
yeah.
spitting image for it. You got a couple other people who are going to...
Who is Foggy? What type of character is Foggy?
Best friend
There we go.
stereotype. He's also in the same lawyer office. He's
Okay.
He's his partner. He takes care of more of the stuff.
He's
that-
the Jimmy Olsen.
yeah,
pretty much.
pretty much.
Okay.
But he's kind of not the sharpest tack out there.
He
He's
isn't.
Foggy.
He isn't. But man, he he's all heart, man.
Oh yeah, he's
all heart. Okay, and the other one, the major one, is you got Wilson Fisk, and we not on this version of the show.
We've talked
in
about
past shows when they cast Vincent D'Onofrio. He's playing Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin.
You never actually see him from the front in this,
right?
But you get a nice him with his back to you. And then you get him like walking towards Daredevil in the shadows.
Yeah, he's bald and he's a big, intimidating guy. He's sitting in an art gallery.
I can't wait.
Man, it's high class hood rat, man.
I think D'Onofrio is going to make an awesome Kingpin.
He's fantastic. Okay, so let's.
There's Ben Urich, who they have.
Vincent Curtis Hall. Or I can't read your handwriting.
Vondi Curtis Hall.
Vondi, that's an N. Jesus, man.
Yeah. What? I wrote it in a hurry. Shut up.
Okay.
Let's see. He was. He's been on quite a few things. He was in Broken Arrow in Romeo and Juliet, Chicago Hope.
Broken Arrow, famous for that. You the man. You the man.
So I mean, he's a veteran actor playing
Ben Urich.
Ben Urich, which is an important character also.
Have you guys noticed the way that these episodes are actually being listed on IMDb?
No, I've been avoiding it genuinely.
Well, I'm not talking about the titles. I can't help but see this as I'm checking booths, but it's listing like it credits the actor with episode number 1.1 through 13.
Okay, and there's a reason behind that. And they don't tell you this in the trailer, but we talked about it a little bit before. What's happening is they're treating the entire first season like a 13-hour-long movie. They're not breaking it up into cliffhanger, storyline cliffhanger for every episode. What they're doing is they go, this is made to be binged. If you're on Netflix, you're going to binge watch it. So there's no point in me giving you a cliffhanger between every episode. The director said this. So maybe that's why they're like, this is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 of the one story that they're telling.
So the storylines and the story arcs go through the whole thing the entire time.
Yep.
Instead of getting, this episode is about why Wilson Fisk is the bad guy. This episode is why Daredevil is blind, and things like that.
Yeah, they might do a little bit of that, but like anticipate it being a dedicated 13-hour experience.
Do you think that with the next of the 4 series that they're going to bring out, it will be like episode 2.1?
Yeah, I hope.
Okay.
I kind of hope they do that and like make all of these things coming together one giant thing that you watch at one time, or a couple of sections, but you're watching this one big arc sweeping through all these characters in Hell's Kitchen.
Mm-hmm. There's another important one, and I think this is more the actress.
Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson is playing Claire Temple, and
I don't remember Claire Temple.
Well, no. This is why I brought it up. It's more important that Rosario Dawson's playing the character,
right?
Because she's also very attractive.
Yes, she is.
Add
more eye candy that Matt Murdock will never see.
Oh. Stick is in the trailer. Stick is Daredevil's master, blind master as well.
Yep. Trained him to fight.
You get like a half a second image of him getting into an elevator.
But he just clearly got the gray covered eyes.
Yeah.
Blind. I can't see.
What button do I push? This is the weirdest elevator ever. And it's just a porta potty. A well-lit porta potty. Okay, so, I mean, the trailer's... another thing I want to point out, the trailer's dark.
Yeah.
It is dark. And that's nice, because it's a very noir, gritty. I hope we just don't lose any... what's the word we've been throwing around tonight? Pee-wee's Playhouse's word? Fidelity.
Lose any of the sight. See, that happened in the shadows. I'm not sure what that was, but that
Matt's
happened.
blind. I'm not blind.
Yeah.
I would like to see the action. So I'm hoping that comes through. And the other little aspect is that it is bloody. There is not arterial blood. Actually, there's a lot of blood in that one scene. You see somebody get stabbed.
And somebody's holding a knife over a bloody body.
And it looks bad.
Yeah.
Like, it looks really graphic because it's Netflix. It's not rated.
Yeah.
They don't have... I mean, it's a... Granted, now, they've told us that they are going to try to keep to a PG-13. They're not going to show nudity, which Deborah Ann Woll being on the show, that makes me sad. So sad.
So sad.
But they're not gonna have any nudity, so it's gonna be very still gonna be dark and graphic and appropriate.
Right.
They're gonna take those liberties. I mean, you see Matt Murdock get up off the ground with his blood in his mouth, and it's wet and gross, and you're just like, man, this is gonna be no punches pulled. It's not ABC. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah. I also like the fact that he's actually talking to a priest
Through the whole
yeah. That's what the narration is. Him basically confessing to this priest about what's going to happen.
And if you know anything about Matt Murdock, if you don't, Matt is a very devout Catholic.
Yes.
And that's very, very important to the Daredevil mythos. So
it really defines his character and why he drives forward to be the good guy, but having to go through the bad means to do it. So he has to go repent for all.
yeah, and it
all
really
of the bad.
and it affects him. The bad really affects him. Like when characters die and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you have a lot of internal praying monologues that are just very him. It makes you feel the character.
Yeah.
Is that way. You don't get a lot of that in series, whether it be one way or the other on religion. So.
Right, and they tried to do it in the Daredevil movie, and that just didn't really pan out that way.
You know what movie religion just did not help? Man of Steel. Superman is Jesus! Or is it this way? It's this way.
It's that way, yeah.
Oh.
Ugh.
But
Well, this is going to be better than Man of Steel. I can
I
already tell.
guarantee you this is going to be better than Man of Steel. I feel that overall it's going a visual way that I'm happy with. And here's the problem. Since they filmed it all at one time, like in a couple months, like they would do a movie or something, like, or a game, like a season of shows, you're not going to see budget increases. So if you watch the first episode and you're disappointed with either the special effects or the fight choreography, it's going to be consistent throughout the entire show because it's an entire, they filmed it all together. Now, the one thing that kind of bugged me is you got to get a perception of Daredevil's kind of omnipresent senses, because he can't see anything but he hears everything, and he can make that into physical shapes and stuff like that using some sort of sonar. They use like this high-pitched frequency that sounds real distorted, like he could hear things, but everything sounded like had a distortion or a high gain level on it. And I wasn't real thrilled with that. I hope they don't stick to that too much.
I'm thinking that maybe that's like an early, like he's trying to tune into it and trying to figure it out. And as he develops his ability to focus, that will concise down into a more tolerable.
I want to know if we're going to get the most recent things that they've been doing in the Daredevil series for like the last 10 years. I say recent. Last 10 years, where you actually see the sonar and it's like moving red lines, like red shapes. Man, that would be so cool in CGI.
Get some Batman Detective Vision going on.
Kind of like that, but like more fluid and sonar looking or something like that. Something really cool like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm excited. That trailer looks solid.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it now.
Let's be honest, there's not a lot in that trailer. It's a teaser. When does that come out, Tech Booth?
April 11th.
So April 11th that comes out. What day is that?
Oh, that's a good question.
What day is in April 11th?
I have no idea.
April 11th is a Saturday. Second Saturday of April.
You know what we're going to have to do, right?
Yeah, we're going to have to watch that.
We're going to have to get together and watch that. Maybe we'll Twitch stream it.
Maybe we'll let you guys in on what we think about it.
Maybe we can all watch it. That'd be cool.
We shall watch it together as a cohesive group.
Get a chat room going.
Chatting up some Daredevil.
I don't know. Talk about some, or maybe just all come over to my house.
Everybody's invited to Alex's house.
I thought we agreed that we were not going to bring Chad to the house anymore.
Okay,
He's just going to be thinking it's Deadpool the entire time because of
Right.
you. So,
Screw you, buddy. Screw you royally. Okay, maybe not Chad. All right, so we'll get together and we'll definitely talk about this more closer it comes up to the show debut. All right, so we're gonna let that go. Go watch the trailer. You'll enjoy it thoroughly, I promise. And then you'll be like, okay, well now I understand what they were talking about. Any of the other series we want to talk about real quick that are coming out now? I know that they have cast. They started filming, AKA Jessica Jones.
yes.
And we have two really boring pictures of very attractive Kristen Ritter.
Yep.
But in the, I think it's in that series, David Tennant has been cast as the Purple Man.
Now, Purple Man has the ability to make people do whatever they say, whatever he says.
Yes, it's sometimes limited format, sometimes not.
It just depends on how powerful they want to make him that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be pretty cool. Now, the question is, will they make Doctor Who freaking purple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he purple, or will he always be wearing purple suits? Or something? How
It would be a cop-out if that's actually what happened. You got a guy who is a sci-fi veteran coming in to play a villain to break out of his stereotype cast. He better be in purple makeup. Better be in purple makeup, or I will rage, dude. Like, a tie, a suit, a shirt, and a pants are not enough for me to call you Purple Man. I mean,
good job?
But yeah, no, I can understand.
Did you feel that building?
Yeah, I can feel it building.
Okay,
But
either way, we'll keep you more in tune to Tech Boost Rage on that as that gets closer. Everything else is looking pretty good.
Yeah, but nothing really new on the front except the Daredevil trailer.
Okay, so hang out over the break, and we will be talking about January sales, and we're also going to talk about Marvel's announcement. Came out the day after.
Marvel had an announcement.
After the old 52.
Yeah, the old 52 stuff.
DC's old 52 stuff, so that's just as exciting. So we'll get back to that here in a second. Hang out.
All right, and we're back. Alex is still here. He's gotten back to his old ways. He's talked about Deadpool through the entire break, so he doesn't have a system now.
Please stop. Just stop.
No, I'm not going to let
Stop it.
I'm not going to let that one go. It's not going to happen. So, January. Comic books were sold in January, believe it or not.
wow.
Trade paperbacks. Let's start with that.
2015?
2015.
Okay.
January 2015.
The year of our Lord, 2015.
2010 and 5.
Stop it. Are you freaking announcer boy now? Pick a character.
It's really
I heard what the guy said.
It's really 1000 and 1010 and 5.
It's exactly that. That's exactly what it is.
Why don't we just put the episode number out in Roman numerals?
We can
We
do
can
that.
totally do that. This is episode XVI.
Stop it. Oh my god, are you actually doing it?
XVI, that's 16.
I think of the year. I thought you started on the year.
Oh god, no! I don't know. I don't remember how
Man,
to do all that.
I'm a millennial. I'm lucky I know how to read an analog clock. Let's be honest.
What's a quarter till 12? That's only 15 minutes.
I could go off on tons of things about how there's so many people bad with time, and my wife included. I'm calling you out, babe.
And you're sleeping on the couch.
When she listens to this.
Yep.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
He has time to get ready for it. Why are you fluffing up the couch, babe? Oh, you'll find out in a little bit.
Go listen to that episode.
All right, sold trade paperbacks this January.
Plow through these kind of quickly because I don't see a whole lot of interesting on there.
Number 10 was the Deadpool book. They had a bunch of random Deadpool one-shots, like the Deadpool biannual and the Deadpool Captain America Wolverine's Dead story.
A non-cohesive Deadpool book outsold other books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Number 9, Walking Dead Volume 1.
Volume 1 selling well. Probably people picking up or with gift cards or
Yes, Christmas.
Christmas money.
Yeah,
they wanted
Christmas
to get
money.
into it. Probably got into that. Great, fantastic for them.
8 and 7 are Saga Volume 2 and 3.
Good for them because
It's awesome. Everybody
Yeah.
should have that. Number 6 is Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, Spider-Verse Prelude.
frickin' dense slut. Stop that.
I am not a monkey.
Number 5 was Saga Volume 1.
Okay, which people getting into good books and
Yeah.
everybody
should buy that book.
we've been upselling that on the show, and that's probably why that went up in sales.
Oh, yeah. It was us. It was all us.
It's all us. Number 4 was Black Science Volume 2.
Which I haven't read. Is that really good?
I haven't read the second. I read most of the first trade, and it's really good. It's very different.
I've
very
heard lots
different.
of good things from
Yeah.
people walking in looking for the next issue.
Yeah, so it's a good book. Check that one out too. Number 3 was Saga Volume 4, the latest chapter, and this week the latest issue came out. So if you have Saga Volume 4 and you pick up this week's issue, you are caught up, you have everything Saga, and you're a happy person.
So this is going to become the thing you can't seem to find me a copy of, isn't it?
Probably
What, 4?
not because it's 4 is impossible to get it or to keep it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to go through my ruined copy of Saga 4 and separate each page by page because my wife ruined it.
Total sploosh.
Oh, is that where you go with that? Yeah,
That's how good it is.
At any rate, I still haven't read all of it, but I did finally catch up with 25, and we're really excited about it.
It's been good. It's worth
Man.
everything you have to do to read it.
I thought. Never mind. We'll go to that later.
Number 2 was Outcast, Volume 1.
Now that's a Kirkman book.
Yeah, that's Robert Kirkman's the guy that made Walking Dead. Now he's doing a book called Outcast, which I haven't read. I've heard nothing but good about. I heard it's like the second coming of the Walking
Y'all
Dead.
have to understand as listeners that even though we are your alpha nerds, your comic book
Aficionados?
yeah,
we can't read everything.
We have very limited bandwidth, and
I can store over 5 gigs in my head.
Yeah, there's only so many hours in a day I can read a comic book, and that's usually very little.
and then on top of all the drinking and drugs and rock and roll and sex
Yeah, right.
that
comes
we
with
read
gaming.
about on the internet,
Yeah, that's what happens when you do a podcast. It's just groupies wave by wave.
just nonstop.
Giggity.
Okay,
Number 1 trade paperback
The
was actually
hell?
hardcover was The Death of Wolverine.
is that new to this month?
Yeah, it came out in January.
Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense, but what the hell?
Well, I mean, it also makes sense because people can't get that first edition with that chromium cover, and so they're like, all right, I'll just wait till the trade.
Pretty much, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But it's only
That's
4 issues.
It
But
seems
the
like this is
hardcover
what it was
cost you
meant to do.
$25, so go Marvel.
$25 for 4 issues?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And a hardcover.
and a hardback. And
Doesn't-
an oversized hardback, too.
Oversized actually has some appeal to me.
Because
that
your
now.
giant hands can turn the pages like a normal human being.
such strong hands.
His thumbs take up half the panels, and he's like, I can't read these.
Actually, I think it's because I'm getting old and my eyesight's going, so I'd love nothing more than have an oversized book, take the glasses off, and just read what's going on there.
Thank you for throwing your glasses at the microphone.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
that does it
Comics.
for trades, right?
Top 10 comics, yep. Number 10 was Walking Dead 136. Still good. Still good.
Yeah, I mean, man, the pacing's kind of getting weak on that. Not gonna lie.
I think it's about to turn up. I think it's kind of like doing the series. Gives you that episode 2 or slow. Get you,
Man,
wanting
I
something
can't.
big and
I can't.
Gone.
I can only take that so much.
Yeah,
All
well.
right, next.
Number 9, Justice League 38.
Jeff
more
Johns,
Mazo
more of the
stuff.
Mazo virus. It's gonna be great in a trade, I promise. That's gonna be a good story in a trade. But you're kind of
yeah.
like, man, compared to everything else that's going on in the world and the Scott Snyder story, it's in Batman. You're like, man, this isn't.
It's getting drug out.
It's getting drug out. Sorry, Siri, this is not a time for you.
Siri, what are you doing? It's not for you.
Sorry.
Number 8 was Thor number 4.
Fantastic.
Great.
Thor
Awesome.
number 4.
Loving that book.
I think
Book's
there's
fantastic.
I read online that there's a funny Spider-Man line in that. This is a book I'm going to pick up and trade, by the way. He goes, I hope they came up with a name for her yet, like Thorita.
Yes,
I think that's what it
he
is.
said that,
Thrown
yeah.
around in there.
Yeah, I was hoping they were going to throw Femthor in there. And we could sue
Femthor.
him.
Thor.
You took our intellectual
But that was
property.
definitely a meta statement when that book came out and people
yeah.
were giving her names.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they go, I'll just have Spider-Man say, man, he's a people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he can say it, and everybody will be like, oh, that's
He's
right.
what Shakespeare would call the chorus.
Yep.
Number 7 was Ant-Man number 1.
I bought
Awesome
it.
book.
Man, that book's solid.
Did you read number 2 yet?
I read number 2.
That was good, too.
Yeah, it's that's a fun little book. I think that's the current Hawkeye equivalent, man, in my book.
I think it's a little different than your normal superhero book.
Yeah, but let's go ahead and just put Hawkeye up on the pedestal. Disturbs. That's a great book too. And
Yeah,
it's not
and he's
selling
got a
like
new
it
book
should.
coming out.
Yep,
So that's going to be cool. Number 6 was Wolverines number 1.
stupid.
Wolverines, there were the
After the death of
Wolverine
Wolverine,
at the end of the death of Wolverine, he's like at the place with the Weapon X facility, and when he's doing the thing he does there, he like releases like four or five young individuals who have been altered to be
Wolverine-esque,
Wolverine-esque.
adamantium stuff, right, and then healing
Right.
powers.
Are these like new characters?
Yes,
or-
they're new characters, and they think that the way that they can fix themselves to be human again is to get Wolverine's DNA. So to do that, they have to go get Wolverine's enemies and friends to help him hunt down his body. So they get Sabretooth, Mystique, Daken, X-23, and someone else, I think.
Stupid spinoff of a stupid story.
Yeah, and it's a weekly book. It is Marvel's weekly book. And the only thing cool happening in #1 is Mr. Sinister shows up. I'll spoil that for you, and it's awesome because I'm a Sinister fan. But he doesn't show up after that, so I don't care anymore. #5 was Uncanny Avengers #1.
Uncanny Avengers #1. Remind me what was in that one? I didn't actually pick it up.
It
But surprise, #1's on the freaking top 10. So
Yeah.
how many #1s we got? We got. I'm not
1,
gonna spoil
2,
it.
3,
Just the
4.
3, 4.
Did you say Uncanny Avengers?
Uncanny Avengers, they restarted at #1. This is the one that's got Sabretooth, and now he's a good guy. Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver,
Kind of
Gateway is in there for some
Who the
reason.
hell's Gateway?
He is the
Teleporter
guy. That's from Asia. Not Asia, Australia.
Oh, this is the. Was that the one that was helping out in Avengers teleport there from place to place? Okay.
Yeah, Gateway. I read it and didn't make a whole lot of sense. I wasn't that impressed with it, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, for the Christ's
4
sake.
and 3, Amazing Spider-Man 12 and 13. Spider-Verse marching on.
You
We're
mean
sludging through it.
the book dedicated to selling all the tie-ins? You can find out more about this panel and Scarlet Spiders. You can
That's
find out
like-
more about this panel.
All Marvel books.
No, not
No.
like this one.
It's
This
also
is-
Spidey books.
It's a hot mess of tie-ins.
It is. It's
not
this
that
is
bad.
awful.
It's
Yes,
bad.
It is. It's bad.
It's not that bad.
It's
I'm
bad.
reading it. I'm reading it.
I'm reading it too, and it's
right now.
bad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, no, it's totally bad.
It's bad.
Yeah,
Ain't.
yeah. Anyway, #2 was Batman 38. Fantastic book. Great book.
Oh, thank
Doing
you,
some-
Scott Snyder.
Doing some
And Greg
awesome
Capullo.
things with the Joker.
Man, it's getting. There's a panel in there that I found myself. I read the book, and then I put it down, and I went about my business for the evening, and I crawled into bed, and I fell asleep. And then in the middle of the night, I woke up and go, "Oh my God, the Joker's doing this!" That's what that panel meant. I got so I woke
There's
up.
an
I mean, I
awesome
didn't.
scene of Joker swimming underwater.
Which has been all over
Yeah.
the news media.
No-
I'm not going to tell you
no-
the context. There's no
Yeah.
context.
Yeah, you don't need the context. There's no dialogue. It's just this. You see Joker way off in the background and just swimming towards you, and just the art and the look on his face. And
So good, and you know exactly
he's
what
got the
he's doing.
nose plugs in and the
And
swimming cap
yeah.
on. It's awesome. It's so amazing.
Old timey like swimsuit too.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's something amazing is about to happen in that book.
Actual fear hit me.
Oh yeah,
when I saw
the
Every
past 2
s-
issues of that book have just
I want to say all 3 issues have been a moment of just genuine fear of that character have actually hit you.
yeah. You're realizing the scope of the Joker.
Yeah.
And the level the Joker's on. He's above everything else you ever thought about him.
And all the creepy thing now to his benefit. Now there's a weird story twist that's coming up.
I'm okay with it, though.
But we're okay with that, granted. But we're not spoiling. See how good
No, yeah,
we're
we're
at.
good. We're being good boys this week.
You know what? All that scary moments that the Joker does aren't defined by that. By that
No,
little.
no,
by
they're
that little
not.
thing. It's all him just physicality and how Greg Capullo draws him in the physicality, or just the moments that Scott Snyder writes him into are just terrifying. Terrifying, no nonsense, just no. Sometimes no language needed. It's all just how they're written in the positions that he puts them in. Make the alpha. I keep saying alpha. The ultimate Joker scenario of where you don't want to be with the Joker. Like you don't want to be in that room with him. You don't want to be. You don't want to be victimized by him, like in that first issue. And then you definitely don't want to see what he's going to do next.
Yeah.
Seeing what he's doing next makes you terrified of what's coming next. It's that anticipation, that actual natural fear you have of being able to see something walking towards you and you not being able to go away from it. It's like the embodiment of death coming at you and you just can't stop it. I'm getting artsy fartsy. Let's move on. What the hell is #1?
Star Wars #1. Sold 1 million copies.
Now,
That's awesome.
It's all right.
it's all right. I mean, it's okay.
And Star Wars #2 came out last week, and it's just as good.
Did I get a copy? I did get a
You
copy.
did a copy of that. Did you even read
Did I
it?
get a copy of that?
You should have.
I read it, and guess what? It's the same old recycled Star Wars stuff. Man, it is recycled Star Wars.
You gotta give it like another 2 or 3 before you can actually start seeing new stuff. Maybe.
I tell you, once again, this next issue 2, which came out, the best parts of it are the Darth Vader parts. And you get to see all the Force in action, right?
But this next coming, or actually the day we release this, Darth Vader #1 is coming out. Comics.
Wednesday.
Book all about Darth Vader.
I will pick that book up, actually. You can put that in my pool.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens.
All right, so we plowed through the top 10, but there's news we got to get to first before we let y'all go. How are we doing on time, Tech Booth?
Good.
Good, okay,
Good.
great.
Yeah, time's the time.
Okay, so the day after DC announced the
Day
abandonment
before,
of
sometime around it.
sometime around it, Marvel made the announcement that it was the exact same day because there was tweets out saying it's a slow news day for comic books, being sarcastic jerks.
We don't know anything about that, do we?
Hate people.
Nope.
No. Okay, and that's why we've been reading list after list after list after list today.
It's been an interesting week, fellas.
There's a new book coming out. It's called Marvel A-Force, and it is an Avengers team made entirely of ladies.
So women take center stage in this. It's being written by G. Willow Wilson, who is the writer of Miss Marvel. So there is some definite cred there.
Kamala Khan one?
Yeah, the Kamala Khan one.
Okay.
Yeah, man, street cred.
Yeah, to doing these ladies the right way. Yeah. But I don't think they've given a really good list so far of who's going to be in it. It's obvious, you're going to have your She-Hulk and your Captain Marvel and your Miss Marvel. And
You see some on the teaser
There was a Captain Universe there.
Yeah. Well, actually,
awesome.
The one you were thinking is Captain Universe is a new character by the name of Singularity.
Oh, what?
This
is not the same.
Oh, wait, there's a list right here.
Yeah, well, this is who's on the cover of the book. Just because you're on the cover of a book doesn't mean you're in it.
Let me plow through them really fast.
It is.
you gonna do it?
Yeah, I got it. We have Hellcat, Firestar, Vindicator, Jubilee, Carolina Dean, who's from the Runaways.
Okay.
Aurora, Elektra, Spider-Gwen, Black Widow, Moondragon, Snowbird, Pixie, Wasp, Captain Marvel, Spider-Woman, Jean Grey as Phoenix.
Wow.
Rogue, Storm, Medusa, She-Hulk, Dazzler, the new character Singularity, Scarlet Witch, and Nico Minoru, who is also from the Runaways.
I don't know who that is. You missed a few. You got Rescue in there.
I don't even know who
Rescue is female Iron Man.
That's right.
Okay.
I totally
and then
forgot about
you
that.
skipped the first one, who I don't know who that is.
Spectrum? I don't know who that is
either. But here's the thing. You have tons of women in the comic book. That's good. You got a female writer, right?
Right.
That's good. Who's the artist on it?
The artist is Marguerite Bennett.
So you got a female drawing.
No, she's writing with Wilson. It's illustrated by Jorge Molina.
Probably a dude.
Probably
a dude.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Jorge's a dude. just saying.
Okay, but that's still good. That's great. And what we didn't really touch on is how many female creators were in that DC announcement. You had a lot of female creators, including your Gail Simones, your
Amanda
Connors, all that.
the hell was
stuff.
that?
Not it.
Okay.
That was you, friend.
No,
I'm pretty sure that was you.
99% sure that was you, buddy. Either way, we're gonna
Go get your tacos. They're done.
yeah.
But no, it's. I think the team is basically gonna, from what this reads, it's gonna center around She-Hulk and Dazzler for some terrible reason. Medusa.
Dazzler's going to become president.
Stop that. That timeline
Now,
doesn't exist anymore.
you watched the Super Bowl, and what happened at the end of the Super Bowl is that it said Katy Perry will return in the Avengers as Dazzler.
Right.
Right.
They should do that.
They should.
I would actually watch that.
I'd watch it on mute
You know
all
what I
day.
would like to see is Dazzler on the television screens of various locations throughout the MCU, but not anyone that you would ever have to watch do anything.
Okay, that would be cool.
You know what I mean? Like
Just that background thing that you catch.
Like the characters walk into a diner and up on the television in the top is freaking Dazzler doing things. Like,
So what are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm going to the Dazzler concert.
yeah, drop one of those.
Amazing,
in.
yeah.
That'd be kind of awesome.
Colson, what are you doing tonight? Well, I'm going to see Dazzler. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that new Dazzler album. Y'all want to come check it out? I had a point I was about to make about this book, and you made me forget about it, bringing Dazzler up.
Yeah, you were kind of surprised that Dazzler and She-Hulk were the main people?
A little bit. I mean, not She-Hulk. Oh, this is happening after the Secret Wars.
Oh.
No, this is in
Or it starts in the Secret Wars.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to continue after that.
post
So,
Secret Wars.
yeah, so
continue.
you're going to have possibility that these characters are coming from different realities. From different timelines.
Which makes sense with the Phoenix.
Because the Phoenix, that's
Elektra.
an adult Jean Grey.
That's not transported time travel.
Right.
Teenager Jean Grey. Okay.
Right.
Wow.
Why Elektra?
I thought Elektra was dead currently.
No.
She got her own book. That's right. We talked about her in Frank Miller.
Phil.
Man, what did it say about limited bandwidth? Man.
Oh, man.
This is going great.
This is going great.
Okay. Anything else we had to touch on that? It's a great time for females in comic books, both writers and characters.
We'd like to think so,
And
but
creators.
You gotta make like Storm. I was really excited when Storm got her own book and she was doing her own thing. I got 4 issues into it. And I was just like, they can't do it. They're not doing it right. Like they didn't. They're creating product that is female centric, but they aren't creating it at a high enough bar for it to take off and represent itself or the brand properly. And it's causing problems, and I'm afraid that A-Force may suffer that same problem.
Okay.
Yeah, but Miss Marvel's still hitting high on all cylinders.
Yeah, but see, they didn't take other they created that character organically and originally, and the writer is dedicated to making it viable. That's not the same thing as like, let's put all the girls on a team, go. Or they did Storm wrong, dude. They did
The
Storm
Estrogen
dirty.
Avengers.
It's not worse
Tech
than
was just mad about
A-Force.
Storm. Yeah, no, calling it A-Force to me kind of irritates
I
me.
swear to God, if there's somebody goes, you mean a force to be reckoned with?
Oh,
Hey!
and,
good.
I'm throwing the book down if that comes
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Unless Spider-Man says it, which
Then it's
We'll
okay.
let him
That's
have
fine.
it.
That's
We'll let him
hilarious. Yeah.
Spider-Man can say whatever he wants as long as Dan Slott's not writing it.
That's an awkward
That's a
scenario.
good line. I like it.
Yeah.
go
I'm
with
glad
that.
you agree. I'm glad you agree, Mark. Yeah. Tech Booth, you buddy.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, that pretty much wraps up tonight's episode. I mean, we can thank Tech Booth for showing up for some reason. I don't think. Do you want to thank our new technical support here? We got helping
Yeah,
out.
go
Tech
for
Booth.
it.
So Tech Booth got an intern.
It's more like I'm this guy's intern. We are a cooperative group.
Tech Booth, I'm
It's
gonna
a
let you
co-op.
take the reins and let you show your appreciation.
Tech Booth Co-op.
So you're gonna let me introduce new and improved Mini Tech?
Mini Tech.
All right. So tonight at the show tonight and last week too. Was it last
2
week?
weeks
The week
ago.
before?
2 weeks ago.
We've been graced with another Mark. So
The
for those of
third
you who
Mark
know
on
the
the
show,
show.
there's Mark Thompson, Mark the Con Man Tran, and now there's Mark Brewer over here. We're trying, because of this, we're trying to assess various and effervescent nicknames. I have a feeling it's just going to be a different one every single
Mark
time we see
Brewer.
him.
Let's spit off a few. Now, since he's the third Mark,
Yeah.
we threw out an M3.
M3, which
And M3 evolved into Autobahn because that's the
M3 is made in Germany.
right.
Right.
So you got the Autobahn. I remembered his name is Brewer, so we call him Brewski. We can call him Microbrew.
Microbrew? that's an extension of Mini Tech. I like
Yeah,
that.
Mini Tech Microbrew. Any others? Anybody got any spitballs? Any others?
No, I'm sure they'll keep coming. But Mark is helping us out with advancing the game to the next level, getting us set up with higher fidelity output for the show quality, making sure we've got the mics rigged the right way, the board's doing what they're supposed to do. Thanks a lot, Mark. Thanks for being a part of the process of getting us to this point, man. Thanks for coming out.
All right. Just stay over there and be quiet and be humble. Don't say anything. Okay. You'll get a giggle out of him from every once in a while. Okay, so next week. We were supposed to have Chad on this week.
He totally bailed on us again.
I think it's because he knows that you often confuse Daredevil and Deadpool.
He was very offended.
I mean, there's
by
a
that.
certain commitment.
I'm throwing something at you.
No, he was in line with an announcer boy because he thought it was Deadpool tickets that were going on
Oh,
sale.
yeah.
So
See, you're responsible for that too, Alex.
Good lord. I keep bullseyeing you here.
Right on the nose.
Okay, so we're gonna try to have Chad on next week. Good lord, we've been teasing that for a long time.
it's gonna happen.
I mean, people are gonna eventually catch on that he's, probably never gonna commit to it.
Yeah, well, he's
Well,
Chad.
you know what I'm actually hoping is that we have a sudden emergence of people cosplaying Chad.
What?
Yeah,
cosplaying
Get
Chad,
tired
cosplaying
of Chad
Deadpool. Yeah,
not showing up. So just random folks show up dressed as Chad.
I tell you what, if you actually come into Generation X games and comics and games, go ahead and say hi to either Tech Booth or Mark since they work here, and introduce yourself as the Chad.
The Chad.
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 Knowledge
Hey,
of all Deadpool.
but if you do that, be prepared for the test. You're going to have to answer some serious trivia questions about, I'll give you one, Wade. Yeah, his name.
Yeah.
You're going to have to answer some trivia.
Gotta
For
answer some
realsies.
trivia. There's absolutely zero prizes for this other than show street cred.
It's false respect. You can win my false respect.
I tell you what, you come in and you get our false respect. We'll take a photo of you and make a Photoshop out of your face and put it on our Facebook and Twitter.
Seems good.
There you go. This is the honorary chat of the week.
Chad of the week.
We will do that
I like the Chad of the
until
week.
we can actually
Until Chad gets... Maybe that'll be enough to get him on the show.
Maybe. He's like, I'm tired of you guys and the doppelgangers.
Yeah.
Okay, as I said a second ago incorrectly, we are recording live from Generation X Comics and Games Studios over here in Bedford, Texas.
Southeast corner of Harwood and 121.
Next to Taco Bell Old Fake Meat. And I got to thank you again. Thank you, Tech Booth, Jason Dyer, and now Microbrew Mini Tech Booth. Thank you, Mark number 3. All right, so hit us up on social. Now, there's been a whole bunch of growth in social over the last
growing.
week.
It's bigger.
We have a YouTube channel now.
Yeah.
You can actually see what our pretty faces look like.
You can see...
Well, but keep me on this side for a reason.
No, you've been over here before, don't you remember that?
I personally, I can't speak for anybody else. I have a face for radio and a voice for silent film. So, still give it a chance. Come check us out and watch all the mistakes we make. So, YouTube, you had to look up trade paper hacks on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll be in the top populated results for trade paper hacks.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
go view us and get us there.
Man,
Yeah.
subscribe. That'd be cool.
Yeah, we'd
totally
love
throw a
subscription.
I hate when
on it.
videos on the YouTube are like, please hit like and subscribe my channel. You help us out
Until
in the
you
long
start
run.
doing this, and you're like, oh.
I only care so much. Hit us up on Facebook at facebook.com/trade paper hacks. That's kind of new.
Yeah,
That's fancy as it
yeah,
gets, right?
yeah.
We're also on Twitter at trade paper hacks, Instagram at trade paper hacks, Tumblr to search for trade paper hacks. All one word.
All one word.
All one word. Or just do the old-fashioned thing. Hit us up on the emails, the electronic mails.
Electronic mail.
tradepaperhacks@gmail.com.
And we will hear, ding, you've got mail.
You've got mail. Thank you so much for listening to our episode issue 16. We used to do that.
Yeah, issue 10 plus 6.
Episode 10 plus 6.
10 and 6. Because and inclines the plus.
Remember all the things we talked about. The new 52 is shut up. The new 52 is now the old 52. That's gonna suck. There's a Daredevil trailer out there you need to watch.
That's not going to suck.
Sales or whatever because people keep buying Spider-Man.
Star Wars 1.
And Star Wars 1.
It's really a comic book.
But until next week, go out, support your local comic shop,
Read a comic book.
and do your best to not look like a dork when you do it.